What is going on, guys? It's Fishwash, and today we are switching gears into Cyberpunk lore and possible plot hole to the story. If you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing because here we cover how-tos and tutorials and talk about in-game lore. Okay then, let's jump to it. Lately I've seen a few videos showcasing that you can get into Konpeki Plaza after the main mission, the heist. And although it was a great way for you to get Kongu and Satori if you missed it the first time, you can check out how we did it here in this video. I'm more interested with this shard. Initially, when you play the mission, this shard seems to be bugged, like you cannot collect it. I have not heard of anyone being able to collect it normally during the mission. I'm going to assume that you just cannot unless you glitch back into Konpeki Plaza at a later time. The reason why I'm so interested in this shard is the info it provides V. I'm going to read it in full here. If you want to skip and want the summary, skip ahead to the timestamp below. Okay, so once you have actually hacked the shard, it is called Diary. It is 117 to 121/77. I'm going to assume the big 117 to 121 means the days within the year, and obviously the 77 corresponds to the year within the game. And I quote, "We have set sail. Only Hanako knows the true purpose of our visit to Night City. The question is what to do with A. Hellman. He has proven loyal beyond even my own expectations and deserves compensation. Perhaps he might be interested in the position of director of Kyoto Institute of Technology. Sweeten the deal by letting him have his own hand-picked team. Employees like him should be kept on a short leash without seeing it as such." Militech have outdone themselves. This is not just a port, but a fortress. But the atoll is of no interest to me. It is what lies in the depths. I know what they hide. We should pay a tribute. 5 shots for every one of ours that lies on the seabed. The only thing that restrains me from giving the order is mercy for the innocents working on the port. I will spare them the panic and anguish with our missiles. So rest well, ye fallen. Ne'er again will ye be awoken with a bang. The further I am from home, the more my memories become sharpened, more acute. The faces of old enemies are suddenly thrown into relief. Even Johnny Silverhand, I almost completely forgot about him. Hanako thinks that she should be the one to have a word with Y, or Yorinobu, or at the very least accompany me. I declined. She took it in her usual dignified manner. Still, she asked what I intend to do. As of yet, I have no answer to this question. I see the coastline. Strange. In my memories, the city seemed larger. If I wanted to, I could wipe it off the map in under 10 minutes. I share this thought with Hanako. She thinks I shouldn't do that. I usually defer to her opinion. But if the relic somehow fell into the wrong hands, maybe it would be better to bury it among the ashes of Night City. Until we talk to Yorinobu, I will hold off on a firm decision." End quote. After reading all that, I know there's just so much to delve into, so much to actually analyze and understand from all those diary entries by Saburo. But again, I'm trying to stick to the topic of the Corpo ending. There are other things that I'm going to be talking about based off this shard itself. But yeah, we're going to stick to the possible plot hole within the Corpo ending. So, long story short, Saburo Arasaka is considering nuking Night City based on whether or not if the relic falls into the wrong hands, which we know it did. To be fair, we don't even know why the relic is so important to him because it has Johnny's engram, Saburo's sworn enemy, so it's kind of still hidden as to why he would nuke the whole city if it were to fall into the wrong hands. Maybe it has to do with the Militech secret that was brought up in the shard earlier. We just don't know. Anyways, this tells us a few things. Saburo Arasaka is powerful enough to wipe Night City off the face of the earth, and the only thing stopping him was either Hanako or Yorinobu. First, I have to say I do not think that this shard being inaccessible by normal means is an accidental glitch or bug, and this is for 2 reasons. My first theory is that this shard brings up a huge plot hole that could potentially wreck the Corpo ending, and my second theory is that this is part of a DLC and they did not want that leaked. For these two reasons, I believe the devs tried their best to make it hard for us to actually access this shard. I'll explain more throughout the video. For now, let's talk about the shard bringing up a plot hole. If V found this shard before meeting with Hanako, there is no way in hell he or she would allow this man Saburo to be revived. If anything, I would make sure he stays dead. Saburo Arasaka is literally one click of a button away from destroying our home, Night City. So why choose the Corpo ending? Well, some of us in our first playthrough without knowing about this shard may have thought that this would actually be a pretty good ending. And honestly, maybe some of us felt bad for Saburo because he was choked out by his son. But thanks to this shard, Yorinobu looks like the lesser of two evils. The whole point of multiple ending options is to make sure all the options are reasonable. One should not be an easier decision over the other. This is because we are weighing out not only how this affects our character now, but also thinking about the consequences later. But now that we have access to this information, who would actually side with the Arasakas? At this point, going out with a bang is the best choice. No one in their right minds, after finding out about this, would allow Saburo to be revived. Meaning no one would pick the Corpo ending, because if Hanako tells her dad what happened and that Johnny is now alive inside of another person, does that not qualify for the relic falling into the wrong hands? What if his concerns stem from the fact that he did not want the relic to be used to communicate with Alt Cunningham, which is what we did with the Voodoo Boys? What if he's trying to hide something that the AI Alt knows? Let's face it, she worked with him. She created Soul Killer for Arasaka. I'm getting into more theory here, but what if the billions of dollars Arasaka spent on the relic program can be completely undone if someone gets a hold of Alt? Would it be enough to nuke the city maybe? I don't know, I'm not sure. Regardless, this makes the Corpo ending a broken one. It wouldn't make sense to choose this ending after finding out what was on the shard. After thinking this through, this is why I personally believe the shard was intentionally made to be inaccessible from the get-go. I just don't think the developers were anticipating gamers like us to glitch back into Konpeki Plaza to unlock this shard's secrets. However, because this is out and is in one way or another in the hands of gamers and content creators, the Corpo ending is now full of holes and unintelligent decisions. From a gamer's perspective, this choice is no longer a reasonable option. Like I said, the point of endgame decisions is to make us weigh one decision over the other. If our choices were to save the city or assist in the genocide of millions, I would assume most of us would choose the former. As for the theories, there are so many to choose from. I won't be delving into all of them here, as you guys just got the tip of the iceberg from me. I'm working on those theory vids now, so stay tuned for more. But I'm more curious to hear about what you guys think. Like, why would Saburo nuke an entire city for the relic? Or what is Militech hiding? Or if Alt has anything to do with Saburo's decision making? Honestly, I'm just curious to hear all your opinions. Put them down in the comments below and let's get talking. This is going to be it for me in this video, guys. Leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more Cyberpunk 2077. Bye.